The episode begins with a little girl, Letitia, sprinting desperately through the castle halls, clearly trying to escape. Unfortunately for her, the massive doors slam shut just as she approaches, leaving her trapped and utterly dejected. Before she can fully process her disappointment, a voice calls out her name. Letitia. The scene abruptly shifts to a much happier time in the past. Letitia is at home playing joyfully with her dog while her family, her mother, father, and brother, go about their business. All seems well until a royal letter arrives at the house, causing her parents to exchange nervous glances. Without wasting a moment, they rush to Letitia with suspiciously forced smiles, announcing they have wonderful news. Letitia, confused, asks, "What kind of news?" Her mother, practically bursting with excitement, tells her it's about her bright future and dashes off, muttering something about preparations. Letitia is left bewildered and turns to her father for answers. He explains bluntly, "You have to go to the castle, Letitia. There you'll be trained to become a bride." Her heart sinks. "Does that mean Mom, Dad, and my dog will come too?" she asks, her voice trembling. Her father sighs and gently replies, "No, my dear, you'll have to go alone." Letitia's world crumbles. She clings to her father, sobbing, but the decision has already been made. The next thing she knows, her brother Nadir is escorting her to the castle. As they approach, she can't shake the dread in her chest, but tries to steel herself for what lies ahead. When they reach the castle, Nadir leads her to a room and pushes her inside before quickly shutting the door. Letitia panics, banging on the door. "Brother, what are you doing?" she cries. But her brother is gone, and instead she's greeted by a stern-looking woman who immediately begins scolding her. "Lady Letitia, you have no manners. Stand straight and greet me properly," the woman commands, her voice sharp enough to cut through stone. Letitia stammers out a nervous introduction. "My name is Letitia." "Wrong!" the woman snaps. "You will say, 'My name is Letitia Dorman, and I am the daughter of Duke Dorman.'" "Repeat it!" Terrified, Letitia mumbles the phrase, but her voice is barely audible. The woman, who introduces herself as Layla, has no patience for softness. "Louder," she barks. Letitia's fear bubbles over, and she bursts into tears. Layla, unimpressed, glares at her. "Crying won't help you. Say it again." That night, Letitia sits alone in her room, still sobbing quietly. Nadir sneaks in, looking guilty. "You seem really upset," he says, stating the obvious. "She scolds me all the time," Letitia sniffles. Nadir kneels beside her and pats her head awkwardly. "It's tough, I know, but you have to do this. It's your destiny, and we all believe in you." His words, though not exactly inspiring, give Letitia a tiny spark of motivation, and she nods hesitantly. The next day, training begins anew. Layla's latest torment involves balancing a book on Letitia's head while walking. Unsurprisingly, the book topples repeatedly. With every failure, Layla grows more exasperated. "Pick it up and try again," she orders. Letitia tries and tries again, but the book continues to fall. Frustrated and on the verge of tears, she hears Layla's usual unsympathetic refrain, "Stop crying and try harder." Another morning dawns and Letitia's caretaker, Lily, drags her out of bed at an ungodly hour. Barely awake, Letitia stumbles through her morning routine before facing yet another round of training. This time, it's all about table manners. Layla demonstrates the proper way to drink soup, which apparently involves a level of precision Letitia can't quite manage. When she inevitably spills, Layla explodes again. Do it properly. The next day, Layla decided it was time to teach Letitia how to dance. Letitia tried her best, but ended up tumbling to the floor mid-spin. Layla, clearly unimpressed, blamed her for forgetting the steps and ordered her to take her hand, get up, and start again. For once, Letitia didn't cry. She wiped her hands, stood up, and resumed the lesson with determination. Day by day, despite the endless scolding and mistakes, she pushed herself through the grueling training. 10 years passed, and Leticia's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. She had become a poised, intelligent young woman who could converse effortlessly on politics, economics, geography, and history. Even Layla, known for her impossibly high standards, couldn't help but be impressed by her progress. One day, Leticia attended a grand ball, dazzling the crowd with her grace and charm. She interacted with everyone with ease, leaving the guests in awe of her polished manners and wit. When she took to the dance floor with Prince Clar, her elegance captivated all who watched. But then Leticia noticed another woman by Clark's side. The woman greeted her warmly, and Leticia, ever the epitome of politeness, greeted her back. Suspicion flickered in her mind as she considered the situation, wondering if Clark no longer saw her as his partner. She started to question whether the new woman had taken her place, and whether their engagement was still intact. Clark, startled by her sudden questioning, tried to deny any such thing. Leticia, however, stepped back, her eyes brimming with tears. The crowd watched in stunned silence, expecting an emotional breakdown. Instead, Leticia threw her head back and burst out laughing. Her laughter rang out through the ballroom as she declared her joy at the cancellation of the engagement. She felt liberated, no longer shackled by the responsibilities she had endured for a decade. She hurried to her brother Nadir and excitedly shared the news, her voice brimming with relief. Nadir, ever the calm and stoic sibling, confirmed that he had heard. Leticia then recalled a promise she had made with him years ago, when she had confided her wish to be free if the engagement were ever called off. True to his word, Nadir reassured her that she now had the freedom to live her life as she wished. Overflowing with happiness, Leticia expressed her gratitude to the woman by Clark's side. She thanked her for taking on the burdens that Leticia had carried for 10 long years and wished her luck with the new responsibilities. Without a second glance at Clark, who tried to stop her, Leticia confidently left the ballroom. She assured him that she was not upset and, in fact, wished this had happened much earlier so she wouldn't have had to endure the hardships of the past decade. Once home, Leticia wasted no time informing her caretaker, Lily, that they were moving. She instructed her to pack everything, as they would leave the very next morning. When Lily asked where they were going, Leticia decided that a peaceful border village, surrounded by mountains and rivers, would be the perfect destination. At that moment, Nadir entered the room, visibly irritated. Leticia greeted him enthusiastically, noting his sour expression, but he brushed off her chatter and agreed that they should leave for the border village. Leticia, thrilled by the prospect of a fresh start, began preparing for the journey. She asked Lily to join her, and the caretaker assured her that she would always stay by her side. Overcome with gratitude, Leticia hugged her tightly, feeling a deep sense of relief and excitement for the future. Spending more time together made her feel more and more familiar with her household and the people she knew. To know what happens next, stay tuned for the next episode. Don't forget to like and comment if you want it to come sooner. See you next time.